is also known as? What's another name for DNA fingerprinting? I said it last class. What's another name for DNA fingerprinting? You can't even go back to my notes and look at it.
Typing.
DNA typing, absolutely. DNA fingerprinting is also known as DNA typing. What do restriction enzymes, what is the importance of it? Okay, let me ask you this. Do restriction enzymes recognize random sequence or specific sequence?
Specific.
Specific. Where do you find restriction enzymes? Bacteria, very good.
Yay.
And what is the function of the restriction enzymes from bacteria?
To cut the DNA.
Okay, but what is its role in that bacteria?
It's to cut the DNA in a specific way.
Yeah, that is true, it's its function. But why did it evolve in bacteria? Why is it present in bacteria? I hope the light bulb comes up in somebody. I'm waiting for the answer. He already said cuts up DNA. So what do you think? Why is it present in the bacteria in the first place?
So virus cannot.
Absolutely, to defend it against viruses. Thank God for him. Sometimes I wonder whether I'm speaking to the walls and the refrigerators or I'm speaking to my students. So just to defend,
Viruses.
yes, defend the bacteria against viruses. What is the technique used in DNA fingerprinting? That's the last thing I explained before the class. I dismissed the class. What is the technique used in DNA fingerprinting? It means different sizes of fragments which is cut by restriction enzymes. That is the meaning of that. It means different fragment sizes cut by restriction enzymes which are of different lengths. Absolutely, it's called RFLP. Restriction, fragment, length polymorphism. Remember? It's called RFLP. That's a technique. Alright, now cellular respiration. What is the breakdown of glucose called?
Glycolysis.
Is it aerobic or anaerobic?
What?
The breakdown of glucose, is it aerobic or anaerobic? Listen to my question. I didn't say the whole process. I'm talking about breakdown of glucose to 2 molecules of pyruvate. Anaerobic, does it, because whether it's fermentation or whether it's aerobic respiration, glucose breaks down to 2 molecules of pyruvic acid. What is that process called?
Glycolysis.
Glycolysis, absolutely. Glycolysis, right? Where glucose breaks down to 2 molecules of pyruvate or pyruvic acid is called glycolysis, and that is anaerobic. So what happens to pyruvate?
It loses 2 COs.
If it's completely, listen to my question. What happens to pyruvate? Now I'm asking you about the fate of pyruvic acid. If it's metabolized under anaerobic conditions, what happens to the 2 molecules of pyruvate if it's undergoing anaerobic respiration? Fermentation, absolutely. If it's undergoing anaerobic respiration, pyruvate is converted by fermentation to carbon dioxide and ethanol or lactic acid, right? That is anaerobic respiration, fermentation. So if there's no oxygen, pyruvic acid is converted by fermentation to carbon dioxide and ethanol or lactic acid. If there is oxygen, what is the fate of pyruvate? Acetyl coenzyme A, right? And what is that process called?
Transition.
Transition reaction. So the fate is different, right?
Mhm.
If there is no oxygen, it's fermentation. If there is oxygen, it's transition reaction. So, what is the end product of glycolysis? Same
2-pyruvate
question. I
acid.
just gave you the answer. What is the end product of glycolysis?
2-pyruvate acid.
2 molecules of pyruvate. During aerobic respiration, what is the net gain of ATP molecules?
2.
During aerobic respiration, what is the net gain of ATP? That means all total 36 or 38, right? During aerobic respiration, what's the net gain of ATP? 36 or 38?
38.
People who keep on yapping, they don't open their mouths when I ask a question. Now, if you consider aerobic respiration, which event occurs in the cytoplasm? If you consider aerobic respiration, which of the events occurs in the cytoplasm?
Glycolysis.
Is it glycolysis? Is it transition reaction? Is it Krebs cycle? Or is it electron transport system? Glycolysis. It's glycolysis that takes place in the cytoplasm. Right? Did you all get this yet for your lecture?
Really long ago.
The breakdown of one molecule of glucose gives the greatest amount of ATP in which cycle? The breakdown of glucose gives the maximum number of ATPs in which cycle? Is it
The Krebs
cycle?
the Krebs
Is it
cycle.
glycolysis? Is it electron transport system?
Yeah.
Electron transport
chain.
system. Electron transport system gives the maximum number of ATPs, right?
Yep.
How many?
36 to 38.
32 or 34 ATPs,
Yeah.
remember? 36 or 38 is a total.
Okay.
32 or 34 is electron transport system itself. So if you consider aerobic respiration, electron transport system is the stage which gives the maximum number of ATPs. Somebody else who has never answered. What is an example of an electron carrier molecule? Somebody this side. First bench. What is an example of an electron carrier molecule?
Yep.
NAD or FAD? Good. NAD or FAD is an electron carrier molecule. What is the final acceptor of electron in aerobic respiration? What is the final acceptor of electrons? Remember? Oxygen. Absolutely. What is the final acceptor of electrons in aerobic respiration? Is oxygen. It's a final acceptor, right? And it's with hydrogen it forms water. So now plants and animals use oxygen, right? Plants and animals use oxygen released. Okay. Plants release oxygen or carbon dioxide?
Oxygen.
So that oxygen is used for what? By animals. That oxygen that is released by plants during photosynthesis, what is it used for?
Animal.
Why do you need oxygen for?
To breathe.
Cellular respiration, right? Do plants undergo cellular respiration?
No.
Where does it get the energy from? Then ATP. That's why they say at night
To go to
it's
sleep.
not so good to have plants, right? Because it takes in oxygen,
Mhm.
gives out carbon dioxide, cellular respiration.
What is it?
During the day it undergoes photosynthesis.
Oh, the
It
dark
takes in
cycle.
the carbon dioxide and gives you the much needed oxygen. At night it takes that oxygen and breathes. So it's used for cellular respiration both by plants and animals, that oxygen. You're looking at me as if I'm saying something that is out of this world. If you have any doubts, ask me. Just don't give me that blank look. At least if you have a doubt,
The mitochondria.
Mitochondria, which part?
Matrix.
Matrix of the mitochondria. Okay? Krebs cycle occurs in the matrix of the
Mitochondria.
always, I know the number of students who answer my question. Same